values.
The domain.
Right.
Yes.
So
the range is the y values.
Okay. A relation is considered ordered pairs. This is already in one of your review packets. That's what a relation is. So, a function, every x value, just the x values, go to at least one y value. I cannot have this. You cannot have an x value going two different places. You see how this x is going to two different places?
Yes.
This is not allowed. So this would not be a function. If you have two x values over here, and you have one y value here, and this x goes to this y, and this also goes to that y, that is allowed. Okay? Everyone see this relation? This is a relation, right? How many ordered pairs do you see?
4.
4. So if I asked you to make a mapping diagram, you may want to write an example. I would only list -2, 6. I do not write this -2 again because I already wrote -2. 0. What are my y's? 7.
7, 2, -3,
And 9. Do you see how this -2 is going to 7?
Yes.
But then he's also trying to go to -3. Because this happens, that is not allowed. This would not be a function. Okay? What x values do you have?
1,
Blake, pay attention.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. What y values do you have?
Just -4.
-4.
So you only put -4 in there. You don't repeat it.
So does that mean every single one goes in there?
So every single x value is trying to go to a -4. This is allowed. Because, let me show you. If I go to graph this guy, remember we did that one section about plotting your ordered pairs? Blake?
Yes.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all x's, right? Right, Bryant? Yes?
Yes.
Where's my -4? Up or down?
Up.
-4?
Down.
So there's -4. 1 goes to -4. 2 goes to -4. 3 goes to -4. Pay attention. What kind of line did I just create? What kind of line is that? Is it horizontal or is it vertical?
Vertical. I mean,
This would be a horizontal line. If I take my pencil and I try and draw a line through this red line, how many times did I hit it? How many times did that blue line hit the red line? How many times did this green line hit the red line? Once. So this is a function because it passes the vertical line test. You agree that the green line only touches the red line once? So that's why it passes. So even though you have the same y value, that is fine. Call this function y equals -4. And we'll get into that later. Okay? We have 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5,
No,
2, 6. How is this one different?
you can't
Why?
because it's an x value.
Because how many x's do you have? You basically only have one x, right?
Yeah.
How many y's do you have?
You have
4,
4.
4.
3, and 5, 6.
Right, but he's trying to go to all of them at the same time, right?
Which
So
is
this-
impossible.
Right, not a function. Do you know what this graph would look like? If I graph these points? No. So your x values were 2, right?
Yes.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my 2, 3 could be right there, right? Yes?
Yes.
2, 4 would be right above it. 2, 5 would be right above that.
Yes.
I think I'm a little off, but what kind of line did I just create? Not horizontal, but
Vertical.
vertical. So you could not draw a vertical line through that. Because if I take my red pencil and try and go through this line, how many times did I hit it?
Twice.
Multiple. Twice. Like, right?
Mhm.
So it's not a function. So this is called function notation. Notice at the top of your paper, it says evaluate. Does everyone see that word?
Yes.
Evaluate means substitute. Do you see where it says x equals -2?
No.
You don't see at the top of the paper?
Oh yeah, I do know.
So part A, I'm at the very, very top, says this. Does everyone see this?
Mhm.
So this means that wherever I see an x, I'm going to substitute in -2. And I'm going to evaluate. I'm going to do the math. So this means 4 times -2. So what is 4 times -2? 4 times -2. This means,
Where is this? Number 7?
well, are you at the very, very top of your paper?
Yeah, where the
That when x equals -2, y is -8. So my ordered pair is -2, -8. This is just a fancy way of saying y. So can we try b together?
Mhm.
So what am I going to plug in for x for b?
-2.
So -2 times -2 plus 1. What's -2 times -2?
The answer is
Well, I want -2 times -2 first. What's -2 times -2?
4.
And then you add 1.
That's 5.
So this means my ordered pair is -2, 5. Because 5 is my y. When x is -2, y is 5. So that would be my answer. You're going to substitute in for x?
-2.
So you do 3 halves, plug in your -2, it's not 5.
Same thing.
It's not 5.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
What do I do wrong?
Nope. So now in your calculators,
Hold on, what did I do wrong?
I'm going to show you. You're going to do 3 halves. So type in 3 halves in your calculator. And then get out of the fraction piece, say times 2. You might want to, you could try just saying plus 2 and see what you get. Because I didn't realize it. I thought it was positive.
Yeah.
I was so basically you should have got 5. So what does that mean? How do you write your ordered pair? What does that mean, Blake? When x is -2, what's y?
5.
5. Before you go on to the next one, what does this stand for? F of x is a fancy way of saying what variable?
-2.
Nope, f of x means y. That's why I'm writing it as the ordered pair. So like you could write your ordered pair x and then f of x, because f of x means y. Cross off this challenge problem. So basically at the top, you're telling me if it's a function or not. Basically, this whole page, you're telling me if they're functions. And then 10 is multiple choice. 11 is multiple choice. Okay? Why don't you guys cross off, again, this bottom section right here.
All of it was just,
So basically, you're only doing the top row. Oh. Yeah, you're just gonna basically solve the top one.
What do you mean? The
Well,
first
actually,
two?
you can just cross off this. How about cross off this, this, and give yourself some space. So basically, they're giving you x is 0, x is 1, x is 2. Okay? We just did A, B, and C together, right? I'm going to have you guys skip this middle section.
you cross it out.
You can put a big X through the middle section, Blake.
Okay.
And
Which is example 3?
no, do you see where it says practice? I'm still on the back page.
Okay.
I would like you to do, why don't you cross, so at the bottom for example 3, change this G to an X.
I keep snapping the mechanical pencil.
And then obviously change the G to an X for all the bottom ones. So basically, obviously you need to change this X too. So they give you all the X values. These numbers right here, -1, 3, and 5, those are your X values. So I'm only going to have you do, you can put a -1 there, you can put a 3 here, and you can put a 5 here. You only have to do that top row, so you can cross this piece off, you can cross that off, you can cross that off. You're only doing the top row. Finding the Y value, so you're going to give me an ordered pair when X is -1, when X is 3, and when X is 5. You should fill in these blanks. Make sense? So you should give me 3 ordered pairs as your answer. I just added an extra bit on the screen.